Welcome back to another daily code breakdown. Today we are looking at a really fun game theory problem called Predict the Winner. Before we jump in, if you get stuck on any part of this explanation, drop a question in the comments and I'll gladly help you out. Here is the problem page. It's a little bit complicated at first glance, so let me explain it visually. We are given a list of numbers, and we have two players playing a turn-based game. On a player's turn, they are only allowed to pick a number from the very front or the very back of the list. Whichever number they pick gets added to their total score. We need to figure out if player 1 can win this game. And luckily for them, they also win if there is a tie. The biggest catch here is that both players are playing completely perfectly, looking ahead to make the best possible moves. Let's walk through an example to see how this plays out. Player 1 starts, and looking at the ends, they can either choose the 1 or the 2. Let's say player 1 picks the 2, removing it from the board. Now it is player 2's turn, and they can choose between a 1 and a 5, so they will obviously take the 5. That leaves player 1 with only a 1 left to pick. So player 1 ends up with 3 points, and player 2 gets 5, meaning player 1 loses this setup. Trying to simulate every possible path and keeping track of two separate scores gets really messy. Instead of that, a great trick for these games is to only track the net score difference between the players. Basically, from the perspective of whoever's turn it is, we calculate their points, minus the points the opponent will get. So on any turn, I look at the two options available to me. If I take the left number, my total advantage is that number, minus whatever maximum advantage my opponent can squeeze out of the remaining list. And the exact same logic applies if I choose the right number instead. Since I am playing optimally, I will simply calculate both paths and pick the one that gives me the highest net score. Let's look at how we write this as a recursive function. We just need the starting index and ending index of the current list. The left and right pointers are pointing at the exact same spot. There is only one number left, so the player just takes it. Otherwise, we calculate our two choices, taking a number minus the result of passing the smaller leftover list to the other player. Then, we simply return whichever of those two choices gave us the better score. This logic works perfectly, but normal recursion will evaluate the exact same board states multiple times, which is too slow. As always with dynamic programming, we can just save the result of a specific board state in a dictionary so we never calculate it twice. Here is the full completed code with that cache dictionary added in. We just check if player 1's final net score is 0 or higher to see if they win. Before we check the speed, there is actually an amazing mathematical edge case for this specific game. If the starting list has an even amount of numbers, player 1 is guaranteed to win every single time. Because player 1 goes first, they can just calculate if the even indexed spots or odd indexed spots sum up to a bigger number, and easily force player 2 into giving them those spots. For our dynamic programming solution, the time complexity is order n squared, because that is the total number of unique left and right pointer combinations we might evaluate. The space complexity is also order n squared, because our cache dictionary will need to store all of those combinations, plus the recursive call stack. So a couple of key takeaways from this problem. First, two-player zero-sum games can almost always be modeled by tracking a single net score difference. Second, when it is the other player's turn, you simply subtract their best recursive result from your current score to simulate their optimal play. As promised, I have the solutions for Java, C++, and JavaScript coming right up. You can grab this exact code on my website, linked in the description below. Here is the full logic written out in Java, using a 2D integer array for the cache. Next up, here is the C++ version, utilizing a 2D vector for memoization. And finally, here is the solution in JavaScript, using a map to store our saved states. Just a quick note as we wrap up, you can probably tell this is narrated by AI. I built this tool to instantly generate clear explanations for myself when the daily problem drops, and I share them here to help you study too. I've recently changed up the format of these videos to be much faster and more visual, so please let me know down in the comments if you prefer this style, and remember to ask any questions you have there too. If you want to support the channel and my goal to cover every single LeetCode problem, check out the Buy Me a Boba link. Otherwise, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will catch you in tomorrow's daily breakdown.